Right. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إني كنت من الظالمين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Thank you for coming. Eid Mubarak. We're continuing our discussion on the 18th word, and we're discussing the following verse. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Think not that those who exult in what they have brought about and who love to be praised for what they have not done, think not that they will escape suffering, for grievous suffering does await them. We began our discussion last week, yeah, we will continue, inshallah. I think the only thing that caught my attention this time from the verse was the word love. Who love to be praised for what they have not done. And I'm wondering if this love is something like okay, let me make it very simple. My question is, where does this love come from? Or
why do we love to be praised?
Yeah.
This is the age. It's a good question. We love to be praised, and we may not be very friendly, sympathetic when we are criticized. So we don't like to anybody else to point out our mistakes. That is the trend, usually human trend. Of course, this is partially correct. Partially, human honor needs this. But at the same time, we have to be careful and we have to be open to criticism so that we will correct ourselves. Otherwise, praising exaggeratedly is very dangerous because we become proud of ourselves, and this subject is going to discuss this matter. Why we don't deserve to be praised. In fact, that is what we are going to study, inshallah. So gave the very simple example of a fig tree being proud of its fruits. That is strange. But the fig tree is created with its fruit. But if we don't understand the creation in this way, of course, as some people do, they admire and they praise the fig tree. It means tree itself, nature of tree. They put a name for it and say, nature of tree produced the fruit, unfortunately.
Thank you. Great start to our discussion. Alhamdulillah. All right.
No one is sharing his video.
Oh.
Yeah, if you don't mind, I would like to have more alive. So I didn't know, but I hid it. Oh, wow. Okay, why not?
I can share mine, but I don't know why I don't see it, but I'll share mine, I guess.
If you can, why not?
It works?
Yes, excellent.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Okay. All right, I'm excited to continue reading. All right. Okay.
Now it will say you also you were both. Of course, we remember from last week that you means in human race, human ego, and in the creation, nature. I mean, the concept of nature. They say this is the nature of the things that they do. So human ego also says that is what I did, whatever I did. Of course, the good things, bad things are pushed away. Okay, both means nature and self-conceited soul, ego, or in the language of the Quran, nefis. So they are recipient and passive. They are just receives. They are not active and productive. That is the last paragraph we studied last week, and we will continue emphasizing on the importance of it. Thank you.
Thank you. I like this idea of recipient and passive because a lot of times I can get attached to the result or the action or the or I'm always looking for the result. I'm not in a state of receiving or acknowledging or noticing or reflecting. So I like the idea. Okay. Also, you were both created as veils, so that things are apparently ugly, whose beauty is not obvious, would be attributed to you. And you be means of the most holy divine essence, being acknowledged free of defect. But you have taken on a form entirely contrary to the duty of your natures. Although out of your incapacity, you have transformed good into evil, you as though act as partners to your creator. That means one who worships himself and worships nature is extremely foolish and perpetrates a great wrong. Okay. I think the first sentence, my question would be, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. A lot of things are going on here, especially nowadays. Many people, to my understanding, humble understanding, they are right to be confused about it because any matter related to this subject is introduced to mankind in a confusing way. So people are puzzled and they are left with no answer. That is why we have to study the first paragraph today carefully because it is the foundation of the following paragraphs. So what does say here, this one, apparently ugly. We should understand why it is apparently ugly, not really ugly. I don't like it. I don't like rotten things. I don't like being insulted, for example. So I don't like to be killed, but people do harm each other. And for example, we see that a lion is really eating the deer and the innocent animals. So in such a violent way, a deer runs away, but lion catches it and puts it into pieces. Oh, everybody says, I'm very disturbed with the situation of the deer. So apparently ugly. Why apparently? If we just look at the event itself and its effect on our feelings, we label it as ugly. But we will, the author will study even further and go into details of the subject. But for the moment, we can say, my feelings disapprove it. That is correct. That's why I see it ugly. But in its existence, the one who creates it, we have to think, is it really true that this creator is doing something wrong, which is not approvable by human feelings? At the same time, he creates the human beings with the capacity not to like it. And he creates the lion with the capacity to love it. Deer also is created with the capacity to run away from any danger and being really put into pieces by a lion and losing its life. That is why if we want to understand this, which is a famous expression, the problem of evil, we have to make the distinction between the act of creation, manifestation of creation, and emotional relationship between human, lion, and deer. And these feelings of the lion, the deer, and human beings are created by the one who created whole universe and created this event as well. Because philosophy does not accept creation. It says that is nature. It is naturally happening. If it is so, naturally happening, there is no solution. That's why philosophy says there is no solution for this contradiction. Something is created in a horrible way, and I don't like it. There is no creation, there is no purpose in the existence of human feelings. They say this is unacceptable and it is ugly, not apparently ugly. Whereas the Quran, and of course the student of the Quran, the author, says, yes, it looks ugly. I admit I don't like it, but it is an apparent ugliness. And then he will explain why. Because he says, in its creation, you see that deer is created as a as a nutrition or food for other animals. So the smaller fish are eaten, but the bigger ones. Bigger fish are eaten by other bigger ones, so that whales are created. In the sea, no one eats the meat of whale, but human beings need it. Ultimately, everything serves human being. Why is it so? Because the Creator has created plants, for example, trees, vegetables, as food for human being. That is his decision. And when we get the fruit from the tree picked up, we don't feel sorry, as if fruit is not alive. Of course, there's vegans say, this is not animal. No, it is alive. Animal means living being. Fruit is a living being, as animal is a living being. But we can experience the feelings of animals that they are running away from danger and be eaten by another animal. And then we don't see the plants, any emotional effect on them. So we feel comfortable, but none of the people in the world never consider that I'm not going to eat anything because they are alive, because all the things that we eat are alive. That shows that the purpose of the creation of deer is not to live and die, as we call it in quote unquote, natural death. Not created for this. It is created to be a food. Sorry. To be food for others, for other beings. That is how we experience. I think this point is important. Where is yours? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. It's the thinking, line of thinking. So, and that's why the Creator is demonstrating in this way that I am created hungry, and my food is different from the food that the birds eat, for example. And squirrels eat plants, but dogs eat meat. Lions eat meat. So in this relationship, we understand that everybody is created, everything in the world is created needy. Physical experience of it, every day we experience that we keep eating, drinking. Why? In this way, I understand as a conscious being, I am created hungry. Food is created at the same time to feed me. So I will think about it. Who is arranging all this? Why am I created as a hungry, needy being? I understand that I shouldn't declare that I am not in need of anything and anybody. Because in my nature, first of all, I am in need of being created. I am in need of being alive. I am in need of many things that I need comfort, I need sleep, I need to be alive, active, needy. That is the purpose of creation. If the philosophy doesn't accept creation, he cannot solve this problem. Because naturally, how I am, naturally, how the things are, natural. Of course, there is no solution if it is happening accidentally. But if it is deliberately created, the way I am created demonstrates that we, not only human beings, not only animals and plants, all universe is created in order to demonstrate that we are all needy, and who is providing our need? This relationship, for example, I need to be alive, I need to be healthy. Who is providing health? Who is providing life? I have to question. We see that the purpose in the existence of the universe, everything with no exception, to demonstrate that we are needy and somebody is taking care of our need. That is how conscious human beings can acknowledge that we must have a creator. This is beautiful to me. I am needy, for example. Do we feel very disturbed when the deer eats the plants? No, because it is not emotionally reflected. But it has to eat plants. We have to see or reverse the case. Plants are created for the deer. Deer is created for lion. You get it? Now we have to reverse it, because the purpose of existence is to demonstrate that we are needy, so that we will get to know who is providing our need and acknowledge who is our creator, who is our owner, who is really taking care of us. For example, we are invited to a place, and in this place, the host offered us food, vegetables, animal food. Do we enjoy it? Oh, yeah. By enjoying the food, what are we doing? Acknowledging that the one who is the host of the host is being generous to me. You get it? He is being generous to me. He is honoring me. So I have to appreciate the host. I have to know I am being entertained by a generous host. This is the ultimate purpose of existence. That is why Quran speaks in this way. We will read here. And we have to bear in mind that you should not label anything as it is created as ugly. But I am created to like something, not to like something. Yep. For example, this typical example, I like this example, I got it from a source. Let's not categorize it. We are created to have watermelon or melon. And we need it, we love it. Even if we don't eat it, they will rot. They will rot away. they will rot away. They will be wasted. And they will become just compost. Maybe some worms will eat it, and then they will eat it. They will be eaten. That is how the creation is formed. Okay. Okay, this bell attracted my attention. Now, I lost the line of thinking.
Watermelon.
Yeah, watermelon. Yeah. We eat inside the watermelon. We don't eat skin. And melon as well. But if you give the skin to a cow, what do you think? Loves it. This is how the things are arranged. I am created to eat inside. It is created, the cow is created to eat the shell, or whatever you call it, shell of it. And they love it. So while we are trying not to eat, what are we doing? For example, if we don't eat certain animals, no, what they do, they die. They call it natural death. And what happens? At the end, their body is eaten by worms or other creatures, bugs. They are eaten. They are eaten. The purpose is not to be eaten. The purpose is to acknowledge who is arranging all this, perfectly satisfying my needs. In order to know, in order to let me know, let me acknowledge that I have an owner, I have a host in this world. This is the purpose, acknowledging the Creator and being thankful to Him. So if we deny this reality, of course, we would be denying first the universe is not created, the reality that it is created. So second, the reality that we are needy, and reality that human consciousness needs to acknowledge the Creator, owner, so that we will be in touch with the Creator, get to know Him better through our relationship with what He creates, and get ready, if you like, spiritually develop, improve our status about the awareness of the nature of my Creator. I know I spoke a lot, but this is what I understood from this problem of evil. And I understand it is not a problem of evil, it is the problem of denying the reality of existence. That is the last. Denying the purpose of existence, denying the reality that the universe is created. There is no problem of evil. There is only one problem, which is the problem of denial, denying the reality of the universe. If you start from denying, there is no solution for apparent problem of evil. If you accept the Creator and acknowledge the reality of the purpose of existence, there is no problem whatsoever. Inshallah, this subject seems to me, in my mind, clear. It is a problem of, with the language of the Quran says, kufr, denial. They don't want to acknowledge that they are created. That is the main problem, and label it as without because people don't want to have a wrong attitude for themselves, and I'm doing the best. Maybe Islam said so. rather than looking at their worldview and analyzing it, they look at the apparent aspect of the things, they don't call it creation, nature, and label it, it happened to be like itself. And then putting themselves into problem, because if there is evil in the creation, why the problem? If there is evil in the creation, of course, my illness is evil, my death is evil, everything seems to be evil, and my existence is evil. That's the conclusion. Can you say my existence is evil? You love life. You love entertaining. You love having properties. You love the best food to eat. You love to be appreciated. Why don't you take notice of your feelings? You are created. Why do you reduce yourself to body only? Why don't you take notice of your feelings? Don't you see that you are in an obvious contradiction by saying that this is happening, I don't like it, and also this sense is mine. Where did you get it from? This sense of disliking the lion, eating the deer. Where did you get this sense? The one who created it asks you not to like it. Don't kill deer for nothing. As a food, don't blame lion. Lion is created in this feeling that it needs deer as his food, as its food. Why don't you check yourself? That is the best way of really understanding this, the problem of denial, denying the reality. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you. Sorry, the phone was ringing, so I was just silencing it. Thank you very much. I think that covers this paragraph. Does anybody want to add any reflections or ask any questions? Okay. And do not say, I'm a place of manifestation, and one who manifests beauty becomes beautiful. For you have not assimilated it, so are not a place of manifestation, but a place of passage. Okay. Of course, my question would be, what's the difference of manifestation and passage? Because I used to think that saying like I'm a place of manifestation is okay. Yeah, but I guess as you highlighted, the one who manifests beauty becomes beautiful. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One who manifests beauty becomes beautiful is the problem. Why? Any idea? And from anyone? Why? Because human beings, now the human being is speaking, I learned, so I need to be praised. You need to praise me because I have knowledge. Yeah. So the author says it is wrong. Why is it wrong? Because you learned with the capacity given to you. You just acquired that, utilize that. So if you are a taxi driver, what we do in our life, and the practical life, of course, the taxi driver is that. It's an example. If the taxi driver says, I have taken you from this place to this place, let's make it in a literary form and let the car speak. Car will say, excuse me, I carried the man, not you you did. So the car will speak and say that, no, what are you claiming? That you are sitting there. I am carrying the man. Do you understand? So, for example, I have been given the sense of helping others. This is a typical example. Everybody is this, to be kind to others. So I'm happy if I am in good terms with my neighbor. I don't like to be in bad terms, quarreling terms with my neighbor. That's how I am created. So if I say I am a good neighbor, everybody loves me in my neighborhood. And I need to be praised for it. The author says, no, you have to be thankful because you utilize the sense, you didn't deny it. Yeah, you can say, thank the Creator, I didn't contradict my nature. I didn't deny my nature. I'm very thankful. You have given me this sense of kindness, sense of help. I'm grateful. I experienced it. I experienced this sense. So I understood that my Creator loves helping. My Creator loves consciousness because he has given me this sense of loving, kindness, and helpful, being helpful. Unfortunately, we are most of the time we think in a shortcut. That's a very unfortunate. Shortcut means, look, I helped and I'm a good man. That's how we take it in practical life. This is because we don't think anything happening in the world from the point of view of I am created, not only my body, my feelings as well. So the problem again arises from not taking notice of my reality. I am created. I need a conscious creator to explain my existence. I cannot really explain it away by attributing it. I'm like this naturally. 7 billion people in the world now, and the previous ones are addition. Billions of people created with the same sense. Loving, helping, loving kindness. But people are weak. We may misuse them, but still, when we misuse them, we don't like it. Still, the sense of loving kindness is with us. That is how we are educated. That's how we are trained in this world. In order to, the ultimate purpose of creation is just to get to know who my Creator is. I have seen a person who is really qualified in studying the Quran. There's exegesis on the Quran, the interpreters. Well, he's another person, not the author. The author is wonderful. But he's also trying to be a good man. He said, you know, we are exaggerating The ultimate purpose of the Quran to remind us that we are created and we have a creator, acknowledged. That is the ultimate. All we are asked about to do, not to do, etc. These are the practical side of it. So that we will keep in remembering, I am a creator, I have an owner, I have to be thankful to him. By praying, fasting, giving zakat, acknowledging the real owner, acknowledging the real creator. That is the ultimate purpose of all things that we are expected to do according to the teachings of the Quran, which is the guidance of my creator. Why? Whatever the guidance I get from there, I become satisfied. That is the purpose of my existence. The only thing, I should not be an arrogant person. I should not be biased. I should be open-minded. Question, what is going on? Why I don't like this? Why I am proud of this? And why I am created with this sense? When I don't like it, sense of dislike is given to me. When I am proud of something, the reason intellect tells me you can't be, because all the tools are given to you by your creator. So, taxi driver, and my example, shouldn't say, I took you here. The car took you here, but I chose to use the car in this way or in that way. I spent time. I need my labor. So you have to be thankful on a payment for my labor. You have to be thankful for the car. Well, car is machine, matter. The one who enabled the car to work in this way. It means the one who established the order of the universe in this way, so that human beings can make a car out of the material provided by the creator again, out of the intellect provided by the creator again. Everything is easily solvable. We can solve the problems. Only one thing, stop being arrogant. That's it. That's it. Accept your reality.
Thank you. And do not say, among people, I was chosen. These fruits, these fine works are shown through me. That means I have some merit. Okay. No, God forbid. Rather, they were given to you first because you are more bankrupt, needy, and sad than everyone else.
Again, very fundamental matters, very practical. I was chosen. For example, if I have been offered the food, can I say, oh, since I am given this, I was chosen? No, because you are hungry. It is provided by someone else. So you are given the sense of enjoying the delicious food, and that is what the food is created, delicious, and you are given the sense loving the delicious food. That is how you need to satisfy your sense and acknowledge that this sense is given to me, and it is satisfied by the same one who gave the sense to me, needy of delicious food. That is what we have to say. That's rather than saying that since I am chosen, I was chosen, I am proud of it. No, acknowledge that you are treated in the best way by your creator. You have to be thankful for it. thankful towards to your creator. That is what we are expected to do in reality. Because this is beautiful, this sentence, they were given to you first, because you are most bankrupt, needy, and said than everyone else. Because we are confusing this matter, my free choice and creation. My free choice tells me, come on, choose to learn, for example, or choose to prepare a best food. So I did, yes, I have chosen it. But because of the sense of this ability to choose from among what is created, yeah. If someone makes a kind of food that not really pleasant to eat, he has chosen this way. He has chosen not to educate himself to make the best food. Now, the one who has chosen to be an expert of making the beautiful, delicious food, he has chosen this way. As a result, because he became aware that delicious food is better. I must learn it. He's needy. He's needy for the delicious food. He's aware of it. I'm not aware of delicious food. Anything really satisfies me, eat, and nourishes my body, that's it, bye-bye. For example, I don't understand. For example, a musician really appreciates the beautiful music. I don't, because I haven't chosen to appreciate the beautiful me. So the one who has chosen to appreciate the beautiful music, delicious food, he is more needy than I am. Why? He is aware of it now. He wants it. For example, 100 years ago, or 20 years ago, do you think a child, a primary school, elementary school child would need a telephone? But he's not aware of it. No, they are crying, they are dying to have a telephone and play with it, or telephone or tablet. Play with it, because they are aware now. They are needy now because they became aware. So if someone says, I am aware of the existence of the tablet or telephone, so I need it and I deserve it. No, you are chosen because you are aware of your need and it is provided. Say thank you, the one who gave it to you. Of course, this kind of balanced or rationally consistent way of thinking must need to be taken the reality of createdness seriously. If we don't take our reality of createdness seriously, I don't think we can solve any of this problem like the great philosophers declared there's no solution for. Those people who reason really, but not reason about their reality. They take it for granted, I exist, that's it, by myself. That's why from the beginning, the author presented the argument, human ego and nature in the creation itself. Everything is happening itself. They are equal. If I am egoistic, I will worship nature, whatever it is. If I am honest, in order to understand what reality is, I will worship the creator of the things in the world. Everything is deriving from my own attitude about my own existence. So the philosopher who closed the door to the possibility of thinking that the universe needs to be created. Therefore, he himself or her, she herself needs to be created. They cannot see the reality at all because they are egoist, arrogant people, not to accept the reality that they are created. So they have to interpret the universe existing by itself as they interpret their existence as existing by themselves. That is why if you take, even if you are the cleverest person in the world, if you are arrogant, if you start from the wrong point, you cannot understand this problem at all. So we have to check ourselves if we are, why Allah is doing this to me, why Allah is not answering my questions, my needs, etc., my prayers. The problem is you are confusing. Why? The fundamental question is, are you praying just because to get the result, or are you praying to be thankful what you have been given? But we pray, we supplicate God in order to make a bargaining. I will supplicate and you will give, all right? As if we are equal beings, right? That is why you don't get answer to your prayers. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay, the second point. I'm just thinking, since we only have 5 minutes, maybe not start it today.
Since we have established the basis, inshallah, as far as I can see, I am satisfied with what we have been talking about. So we can just go as much as maybe one more paragraph, something, just so that we will continue. We won't go back. We won't need to go back next week, inshallah. So if anybody wants to have the base for the following section, they have to listen to this recordings, today's recordings, inshallah. We can just utilize another 4 or 5 minutes, inshallah.
Okay. All right. This point elucidates one meaning of the verse, who has created everything in the best way, and is as follows. In everything, even the things which appear to be the most ugly, there is an aspect of true beauty. Yes, everything in the universe, every event, is either in itself beautiful, which is called essential beauty, or it is beautiful in regards to its results, which is called relative beauty. There are certain events which are apparently ugly and confused, but beneath that apparent veil, there are most shining instances of beauty and order.
So we discussed, if we look at from the creation point of view, then we see how beautiful it is. We are fulfilling the purpose of our existence, acknowledging our reality and turning to our Creator and worshiping Him alone, nothing else. But if we don't acknowledge that we are created, and the purpose of creation is to let us acknowledge or become aware of who is our creator. Here is the verse. For example, most people argue against this verse. God, let's say it, God has created everything in the best way. Oh man, how? There are disasters. No, the best way. This is the only way human beings can acknowledge their reality, and human beings can improve their consciousness of their creator by going through these different kinds of creation. Can you imagine? We are created with no need at all. Yep, everything is perfectly arranged. So the deer is torn away or put into pieces and eaten by lion doesn't exist. My illness doesn't exist. Ugly? Yeah, seems to be. I don't like it. That's why I label it ugly. My death doesn't exist. What do you think I will be doing in this world? I will declare I am a God. I do everything what I want. There is no punishment. There is no pain. Nope. Can you imagine? Is there any administration in the world which says there is no prison, there is no judgment, there is no police? What do you think the human life will be? Absolutely. Here our friend says chaos. Whoever is more powerful wouldn't acknowledge anything because there is no justice system. There is no execution of of justice. So I'm not going to die because it is ugly, shouldn't be. Look, this how really irrational it is to assume that there should be nothing ugly at all. So, for example, I am hungry, so or I don't need to work because hunger stays in me and looks like ugly. It shouldn't exist. Hunger is not exist, doesn't exist. Illness doesn't exist. Temporariness, transience, getting old doesn't exist, doesn't exist, doesn't exist. What am I left with? I am self-sufficient, perfect God. Can you imagine 7 billion people, all of them feel that they are gods in this world? So, I mean, unimaginable. That would be really, really purposeless creation. Everything turns into purposeless whatsoever. And we understand that the universe is perfect. Everything is in order, but created in such a delicate way that we can, human beings, easily understand there is a purpose in our existence. So the universe and we, human beings, are created by a conscious being for a purpose, to fulfill the purpose. Oh, I think the following paragraphs are just examples of what we have studied. So there is a note there, I think you can read it.
Yeah, it's saying Allah has created a perfect food chain. That is what you were talking about with the deer and the tiger / lion. Mm-hmm. If you're saying something, you're muted. Okay,
No, I just wanted to comment that
thanks.
we often look at the tiniest creatures like worms and grubs and flies and mosquitoes and those kinds of things as something really ugly. But in fact, they're part of the food chain. It's part of a perfect order. So I think it's really important to realize when you look at something, it has a purpose. And that purpose is actually beneficial, which I think a lot of people don't look at. They don't look at the lowest creatures on the food chain, and like the spiders and gnats and flies, as beautiful, but in fact they are. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree? It's a good place to stop.
Yeah. We can read examples.
Yeah,
Yeah, inshallah, next week.
inshallah. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. اللهم لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
السلام عليكم.